So good evening, everybody. This is Ian Perry coming from Stuttgart, Germany, which happens to be the home of Mercedes-Benz as well as Porsche. So there's a lot of business type people around here, and something that I think a lot of business people really focus on once you get to that level of strategic leadership is communication. And unfortunately, a lot of times what happens is they don't teach it, at least in America, at lower levels like high school, and I think that they should. So in a recent article by Greg Sattel in Forbes, and the link should be showing up on your screen, he talks about the great leaders in the world. So we're talking about Churchill, how he was able to communicate really made him an effective person. And then you think about individuals like Michael Faraday, who was a forerunner in the idea of electricity, and what really made his inventions take hold in the world was his ability to not only get behind the science of it and understand it, but also communicate effectively what it really meant so that the masses could understand it. And because they could understand it, they were better able to adopt it as something that they could use every single day. So certainly something that's very important. And he goes on to talk about other physicists and really genius people and their ability to not only understand science, but also kind of translate it into something that anybody else can understand. And that ability to communicate separates geniuses from those who really change the world. And he talks about a few examples in there. But one particular example that he mentions that I think is very, very good and pertains to our class is the idea that Google has communicated an organizational culture within their company that allows changes to happen and allows people to make changes on the fly, and it makes them very effective. And one particular instance that he notes is that at one time, one of the executives of Google walks into a meeting and posts up on a bulletin board with some screenshots of ads that had run on their search engine. And in big letters he wrote on it, "These ads suck," and just hung it up on the wall. And in other organizations, people would be downtrodden by that. They'd be, the wind taken out of their sails. But Google had made such an effort on making the culture, communicating a culture of change, that everybody understood that and what the message really meant. And it was that we just need to be better. And because of that, another engineering team or programmers were able to take those ads and really make them more effective. And that's really what the idea of communication within that C-suite, your CEOs, CFOs, able to communicate effectively into the organization, changes the organization, and it makes it just a better place to work, and people are better able to reach their full potential. So summarizing this article, I think that what it really goes for is the idea that communication is something that is super important in the real world, but isn't stressed at an early age for young kids. And to really effectively be able to change your world and be a part of your world, you need to be able to communicate openly with people. And it's an interesting thing here in Stuttgart. I've started a group called Thinkers and Drinkers, where I go out in the community, and a lot of international people will all come together on a Monday night, and we'll communicate among each other, and we'll talk about really in-depth topics like death or success or worst dating stories, stuff like that. But what it really has taught me is that the ability to communicate with people not only influences them, but it also influences yourself, and it kind of broadens your horizons if you can learn to listen as well as you speak. And communication is so important, and I think that throughout this course we're going to see how really important communication is in the business world. And as we go out into the business world, hopefully because of this course we'll be able to be better communicators in it. Thanks. See you soon.
That's it.
That's what I call a one-take wonder, right?